guys, welcome to Clockwork Dandy Noodles for another breakdown of Made in Abyss Season 2, Episode number 9. We've gone through the trauma zone. We're all out the other side. It's nowhere near as visceral as the last two episodes have been. Before we get going, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're aiming to hit 1k of subscribers by the end of the year. Very shortly, my end of season review is going up, where I'm going to crown my top 3 anime of this season. I can talk to you guys about what I've enjoyed, what I've really loved, all my favourite anime moments. There will also be, very shortly after that, a full breakdown. What animes are coming your way? What new titles are coming out? Returning titles are coming our way? And what am I breaking down on the channel? There's a lot coming our way. Next season is going to be a big one, so I can't wait to discuss it with you. You guys have literally made the last Made in Abyss video the highest view count for this season so far. Made in Abyss is literally sailing miles above all the other breakdowns. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every single week. It really does mean a lot, and Made in Abyss is an anime that I am really enjoying getting my teeth into, breaking it down. Traumatizing as it is, I am still really enjoying it. Straight to it, and how much I love Fapta, the way that she sits on Reg's head. It's adorable. I love it. It is of course slightly disturbing because she's covered in blood and Reg is holding a dismembered arm, but I love it. It is absolutely adorable. She reminds me of a cat. She loves the pats and the way that she all moves around on his head and she's like enjoying the cat scratches. That might be the cave dweller creature that she's based on, because I think Iru saw the fluffy thing, wanted it, then decided that that was the baby she wanted. So I think Fapta is part cave dweller, which obviously would also explain why she can go wherever she wants, because I think the cave dwellers can also go up and down regardless of any curse. Fapta's reaction to seeing the new whistle. She approves of the redesign, which is really nice. I'm guessing she can sense soul, so she feels bad for the soul within, maybe even why she took it in the first place. I was under the impression she definitely took it, hoping that she does spare Riko. I think she should at least spare Riko from her wrath that is coming our way. We are told that Balef would break down and destroy himself if he saw yet another dead body part. We know he was traumatized from the whole eating dead baby thing. Do not blame him. That is the correct reaction to have. He's been through a lot. I think I liked him because he did try to take a stand. He tries to starve himself to just go, I'm not going to do this. My life is not as valuable as eating and taking something away from somebody. He gained some points in my book. If he was to be presented with an arm, it would just bring back that trauma. So we need to make sure that arm, if it is ever going to be presented, I don't think it's going to be, because at the end we do seem to see him waking up and Nanachi also wakes up. So whether we don't actually need the arm, maybe that would be the case. Reg's mission to help Fapta and fulfill the promise to get her inside the village. Fapta does state that Reg is too nice. That's why she is the one who needs to get inside. Thankfully, Reg is the one who just needs to get her in. He doesn't actually need to do any of the killing. We're reconfirming that Reg's arm can rewrite the rules. It can rewrite the laws. We know that it basically ended an immortal Mitty. Mitty was said to be immortal, couldn't die. That's why Bondred was experimenting so much on her. He was able to just undo it all and wipe her out of existence. But let's talk about the man of the hour, Waku. I had so many suspicions of Waku. Waku was a character who is definitely still hot on my I want to interview him because I don't trust him still. Does actually react very chill. He is one of the most chillest characters for committing horrific acts I have ever met. He's very chill about Bear being out in the open. We even get a funny joke about her wearing underwear on her head. He's still really chill when he goes up to Riko and goes, I suppose you hate me now. He expects the hate because he knows it's what he's done is bad. He's not exactly covering it up nonchalant by going, I suppose you hate me now. We are told, however, that Bondred spoke to Waku and they have crossed paths. We know that Bondred went down and took Mitty, and I think Bella tried to take Mitty and wasn't allowed to have Mitty. They have crossed paths, is where some information was traded about raiders and only very few are able to go back up. That is when Riko was mentioned. Weirdly enough, Waku knew all about Riko and the fact that Riko would be maybe coming in his direction, because I feel like he definitely knew the event before they happened. Maybe he knew that Riko was going to come, and maybe he knew Riko would come and set him free in a sense. We are told that no matter the damage that Waku created and the nightmares that he ended up plunging a lot of people into, Riko sees Waku as creating a place for the lost, the people who are longing, the people like her, lost without really having a place, and they're trying to find their place in the darkness. He states that she actually approves of the village because she likes people there and the people who accept her. However, opposing the destruction of the village is the opposite of what Reg is thinking, because Reg is definitely a person who I think would try and uphold his promise. In the end, I think he had to find a middle ground. I still don't quite know if he would have, without being pushed, would he have actually opened up a whole fourth Fapita, I'm not quite sure, but I feel like he might have actually seen the emotion on Fapita's side. He might have actually understood where she was coming from. Has Waku given up on his dreams to adventure keep on going? Riko theorizes that if the Golden City really was the end, and it's not, it's more like a gateway, why did he just give up? Half of me was just going, well, he was really sick. He didn't have the ability to go downwards. He didn't actually get sick, though. He's actually one of the characters I don't recall getting sick with the illness. Again, it's very sus. I still don't buy it. He's a very sus character. I love him, though. He is very, very chill. But I do see him as a bad character. He has tried to do a good thing with all of the nightmares. We are told 150 years have passed on by. I'm not quite sure if it's village time or real time, because we are told that time is different in the village to the outside world. But it's a very long time for them all to just be wrapped up within this village. Maybe it is about time that everything was shaken down to its core. Wish there was a way that we could destroy the village, maybe save Iru, and then allow the villagers to continue travelling, because it seems to be something that they all want to do. Letting Fapita have her revenge without killing anybody, that's going to be the hard part. The next bit, I wasn't quite sure where Riko was able to jump to this conclusion, but Riko believes that Waku wants her to use the Cradle of Desire. I don't know how she arrived at this conclusion. I think he seemed a little bit shocked that she did, but I don't trust him. I also wonder if he was nudging her subconsciously to make this offer because he wants to continue going. He knows that Riko wants to keep traveling, and that's her big desire. So her big desire is to find her mother. Her using the Cradle of Desire, I don't know how that's going to turn horrific or what that's going to do to her body and her appearance. Maybe he is banking on the fact that this is going to happen, and he wants her to destroy the town and allow them all to continue going. If we do destroy the village, or if we do just let them continue going, and the fact that they weren't happy, they weren't actually sat apparently still long to keep on travelling, it does feel a bit bad for the fact that we've gone through such horrors, and they almost feel like for nothing if you're just going to say, oh, we've now got this village, I don't want it anymore. Waku, I am still very, very sus. He ends up removing there, which I was a bit concerned about because it seemed really sus that he's taken her out of the way, and it almost seemed like he was forcing Riko and Reg to do the decision. Let the kids battle this big giant monster that you are completely aware of what it is. He takes Ver away because Iru has created a monster, the very monster who destroyed Ver, because apparently she was lonely. This I didn't quite understand. It felt very twisted. Why would Iru take the man who absolutely destroyed her most precious person and then make him a saint and make him a being? So he's not actually a hollow or anything. It's just really weird. It felt really twisted. Maybe Iru in her years and years of being silent, maybe it's getting to her. Maybe she's not even herself anymore. Maybe she doesn't even remember what she was initially there for. Ver was simply removed because apparently she would very easily fall into despair. She might even try and give up. She might happily give into despair, where this monster, which is reacting to her, would probably also react quite badly to her feelings. It all falls down to Reg making that ultimate decision, and it does still feel like he was pushed. It feels like he was forced into this decision where he ends up going straight down the centre. So on one hand, it's destroy the village, fulfill your promise to Fapita, or as you've seen with how happy Riko and people around you are, keep the village and let things continue, but also continue the suffering of Iru and upset Fapita. He ends up getting pushed into a corner. So I don't actually think he would have chose this unless he was forced to. But I also wonder if he was forced into a corner, or was he? Is this actually still what Waku was wanting? It feels like Waku getting his wish without really doing anything. It feels like he's riding the wave, understanding where the wave's going to go, just allowing things to happen around him. He doesn't really seem surprised by anything. We end up in our final few sections with Fapita now vowing to do an Eren Yeager, wipe out every single hollow, the people who have let her mother suffer, have taken something from her mother, all those forms that she sees, and she just says, I can't forgive any of you. I am also very happy that she did get her ear back. She looks gorgeous. I love her design. I can't even stress, I love it. I love her design so much. So I was happy to see that she wasn't bleeding everywhere. But what are we going to do? Because this is her rage. She's controlling all of the robots around her, and they see her as a princess. Hollows still see her as a holy princess. If they were to be wiped out by her, I guess they would kind of just accept it and give in. Big old plot twist right at the end. Does Nanachi know Waku, or is she like the audience, mimicking the audience that she has seen the entire plot? All of the backstory has been seen by her from third person. Could also be the will of Iru. Has she seen everything because she was asleep and dreaming? maybe she was connected on a different level to Iru at that point. So everybody is now waking up. She's awake, which is weird. Belith has maybe released her. I think he kind of knows the village is about to maybe get destroyed. Where do we go from here? The end music is amazing. It ends up replacing the ED. You know, you've had a good episode when the ED gets wiped out and we continue using the music that has taken us out of the final sequence. But where do we go from here? What is next? Are we about to witness the genocide of all of the Hollows? What would happen to Riko? Reg, I fear, wouldn't also allow her to just sit and kill everybody. So I feel like there's going to be a confrontation between her and Reg. I feel like Reg won't allow murder to happen. She might be justified in her rage. I don't think Reg is going to allow her to sink as low as the very people around her. I can't wait to see where we go. Very interesting episode. Very much enjoyed this episode. This is probably the level of trauma I can handle. Really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, big thank you for the view rate on the last video. Love the fact that this anime is doing well because it means that there are people out there who are excited as me for the second season of Made in Abyss. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys again for another breakdown soon. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Bye bye.